Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Yes, we are starting today's episode by making some Midnight. And by Midnight, I just meant Adamanite. Then we have to convert it to Midnight. Last episode, we did finally manage to go to Sedna. And one of our first orders of business is to automate the production of Sednanite. The machines that we need to craft in order to automate the production of Sednanite ore do require something called Dark Soul Machine Chassis. Recipe is not amazing, but basically we need the Ice Construct and the Fire Construct, and they can only be made inside an Arcane auto workbench, which is this guy over here. It does require a block of Adamanite. If you want to speed it up, you need Midnight. This one is out of the question, or at least I believe it's out of the question. Yeah, probably. 32 blocks of Midnight gives you 1 Icorium. What? Okay, yeah, it's out of the question. Forget about it. Forever. It does seem that we do have enough Adamanite, but I was smelting some essentials in order to convert it into Midnight, and I noticed something. So at our mob farm, we're still getting highlighted mobs. You're not charged? You are charged. Oh, the energy container has a massive buffer. I changed it. I was not expecting that much. For a very weird reason, I have 2 stacks of dragon hearts. They do drop from the intestines, but did I open that many? I don't know. Oh, the energetic mythical void miner. That gives us that. Okay, I was confused. For the Arcane Auto Workbench controller, we do have the Midnight block. The problem is now the Thaumium. You need 19 blocks. So I thought maybe we should start having a seed for this. And yeah, I kind of messed up one of my crafters. We're also going to have a few extra seeds. Well, obviously, one of them is Thaumium, Corallium, because I'm smelting it down. And you need a lot of pearls. Extra uranium, lithium because I'm processing the ore in order to get dilithium, and thorium. We have an extra lily pad of fertility here for some reason, so you go over there. Lovely. If I have not done any miscalculations, this is the final gizmo that we need, the actual arcane workbench. So you can assemble it, right? Please check if something is what? So why are you missing a structure? Ah, I know, because I put the flux point over there. That's not correct. You go over there, the energy input, and the flux point. For automating the arcane workbench, we are also going to use ender chests, and we're going to go with the flag of Andorra. I have so many ender chests that I'm running low on flags. So you also go in the frame so that we know what you do. We shall have a pattern for the fire construct and the ice construct. Oh, and before I forget, one for the complex arcane mechanism. We do have all the garbage, so we should be able to craft it like so, and hopefully not inside an arcane workbench. Yeah, we have everything. So the problem with this setup is that we still need to provide it with V crystals. I did not really want to plant crops in order to get V crystals because I thought I will have enough time in order to make the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is an amazing machine which looks like this. I'm not actually going to click on anything because I crashed once, but basically if you give it the apple from Thaumcraft, it gives you every single V crystal that you want. However, the main problem is that in order to make the Tree of Life, you're going to need something called the Stone of Aura with weird looking textures. There's singularities for every single V crystal. So that idea went down the drain. Crafting them manually is not possible or viable. At this very moment, we really have to start farming some V. And not some, all of them. Well, then again, maybe not all of them, because some of them we are getting from our mob farm, but they are very limited. Considering the fact that we are actually getting some of the V crystals from our mob farm, I think a 7x7 patch is more than enough. That's 49. Actually, 48. There are 53 different type of V crystals, so we should be fine. Let's go alphabetically, so that I don't get confused. Alienis, then Alchemia, Air and Aqua we don't really need, because those are the ones that we get from our mob farm. There is Corallis. What? What the heck is Corallis? It's Corallium? Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Oh, we had an extra void jar. That's good. So as it turns out, there are exactly 48 V crystals which we don't get from our mob farm, so a 7x7 was amazing. However, apparently somebody in the modpack development doesn't like symmetry, because literally just one of them, Mythos, only works in a phytogenic insulator. So you're left with 47. Well, for symmetry purposes, I can add Terra, but there is another problem, which I actually didn't know. You get extra seeds, and that's not good, because eventually it's going to clog up the system and mess up everything. We have to redo this. What was wrong with 48? Why did we have to go with 47? Why is that one different? I just need to know. I really need to know. Okay, so it's exactly 48 seeds. This is why we have 6 sets of plant sowers and plant gatherers. Every single plant sower that we have is locked with 8 of the seeds, so it's never going to be messed up. However, now that we have these things, they're already amazing on their own. A crystal gives you 1 essentia, these ones give you 5, so on their own, they're quite good. But sadly, they cannot be used in auto-crafting. We need to convert them into actual crystals. Well, thankfully, there is also a multi-block for that called the Essentia Crystallizer. It also seems it doesn't really require any power. Don't pump anything in. Thank you. I forgot, it does require a block of void metal. Here is your void metal, here is your input, and now you should be fine. Perfect. Inside this storage crate that you see over here, I'm keeping all the pods and also all the seeds. The seeds are going to go back into the sowers, and using a filter, I'm sending all the pods into the Essentia Crystallizer. There is also one more thing that this guy requires. Quartz slivers. They do have EMC, so we're good. Now it should be making crystals? Oh my goodness, that's fast. Although probably not fast enough, because we do get the pods faster than we can process them. Or maybe we just have a huge backlog. That could be it too. Actually, there was a massive backlog and I decided to remove the lily pads of fertility. They already grow fast enough, and besides, we don't want to make the singularities at this very moment, it's for a later date. Once we need to do that, I will put back the lily pads of fertility. However, if you guys remember, one of the seeds cannot be planted. It only works in a phytogenic insulator, and that is Mythos. I was checking on the uses of Mythos and there was none, almost. But if you look at the recipe of the fire construct, it's there. So you don't really know what's wrong. But that's not very important because manually I did manage to get 46 of it. So we're good for the moment. At least for what we want to do. Does it work? That is the main question. Oh. Okay, that was fast. I just came here to see if I made any boo-boos. Hence, I believe we should be able to have a pattern for the Dark Soul Machine chassis, like so, and see if we can make 10 of them. Okay. Missing a few things. I fixed the missing patterns. Can I have 10? Thank you. The funny part is that there is a quest which says a passive supply of Dark Soul Machine chassis, for example, would be most desirable at this point. How can I make a passive supply of this? Making those 10 was already a pain. Anyways, we have done all of this just for one reason, to make this machine over here, the Plasmatic Controller. We need 8 of them in order to make this multi-block so that we can get plasma. In order to make the Plasmatic Controller, we're also going to require something called Fabric of Reality. It's from Dimensional Doors. That's actually the rule of Minecraft. Whatever you're looking for, it's not there. For the longest time, we have been looking for King Chargers a few hundred episodes ago, and I have just seen 2 of them. I have seen a Nature's Core, I have seen everything that I wanted, except the stupid Dimensional Door. Oh, finally. There's one here. We go in. That was scary. Why do you have traps? Ah, yes. That one. Fabric of Reality. We can break it. No? Apparently not. I actually crafted it once. I'm just lazy. Okay. We craft it again. The reason that I was not in the mood in order to make the Fabric of Reality is that you need Arcane Ashes and, well, they don't stack. So what I have done is that I have made a Hellfire Forge and I'm feeding it the items. It does require to have a Tartaric gem present, but it's not consuming any demonic will. And you know, I'm just extracting everything using a filter. The problem with the Hellfire Forge is that if you don't have any type of filtering, items can also go here. So I do have a limited item filter from Ender.io specifying that, hey, just keep 1 stack of everything inside. Nothing more, nothing less. So it does make it a bit easier, but just a bit, it's very slow. While we are getting the Arcane Ashes at a very garbage rate, there is one more thing that we have to take care of. Fusion electromagnets. And this is the recipe for it. It's amazing, right? Yeah. And I can assure you there is no way in this universe that at this very moment we can make 48 of them. Unless there is a miracle. 48. Oh, what? Wait, just the Weeping Blue Petal and the steel frame. For the Weeping Blue Petal, I do have the Weeping Blue, and I do have my phytogenic insulator, so it should work. And we also need some sap spit. Well, we have 2. 2 is not a good number. Oh, we have way more over here. Phytogenic insulators are garbage. I have a thermal mediator to speed it up a bit, but it's just a bit. But for the moment, can we at least have half the electromagnets? 24 of them. Yes. Build it, please. You got stuck. I don't really know what happened. There's nothing in the Arcane Auto workbench. And it also crafted the machines that I wanted, so that's weird. It's a very good thing that I ordered the 24 electromagnets because it took ages. I need to order 24 more, and I was thinking maybe while that's being crafted, we should take care of the other stuff. Because the thing is, the Plasmatic Controller is just this big and it's been maybe half an hour. The Plasmatic Condenser, which is going to make us the Sanite, is just this big. And it needs 80 electromagnets. So why not? Let's get the other garbage. The Plasmatic Condenser is going to take ages to get ready, but the controller, I think we can craft it. Well, not craft it. Assemble it. What are you missing? Why do I always miss something? I didn't miss anything. Oh, it's just a fluid output. That's it. Yeah, but I prefer this one, which is bigger, to be in the center. So you go over there, we break this one, you go over there, and you go in the center. And we're good. And yes, I do understand you don't have enough energy, but... What? I wanted that to be in the center. This is a ludicrous energy input hatch which accepts 13 million RF, something that we don't have. So if we put you to base power, are you gonna generate anything? Okay, that's actually good that it works with a fraction of the power. It's gonna be slow. I do understand that, but I can't afford it anyways. Well, to be honest with you, I can't even afford this 800,000. I should have gone with a bigger drum. Yeah, a bigger buffer is better. Also, let's reduce the amount of power to 300,000. I don't want to run out of energy. Yeah, we're still gaining a teeny tiny bit of power and it will take us 6 years to fill in the energy core. We need 80 fusion electromagnets for the next machine and look at the amount of resources I need. 10,000 graphite, 16,000 uranium. Well, it is what it is. See you in an hour, I guess. Ha! So I actually slept. I was hoping that by the time I wake up everything is going to be finished, but unfortunately I forgot about a teeny tiny point. I was using the same centrifuge that I use for my reactors, also for making the uranium for my plating, so the speed was garbage. Everything else is done, it's just the uranium. So I guess you can say it was not the most productive nap, but nonetheless after a few hours of napping and AFKing, I think it's ready. Again, I'm missing something, I don't know what. I know what. Plutonium. Yes, there's supposed to be plutonium inside there. And that plutonium is plutonium-242 and we do have a decent amount of it. Place it down. Faster. Faster, please. Yep. Now it's done. The funny thing is, the drum is full. So at least on a very positive note, we should be able to get a decent supply of Sedna. And I don't think you need power, do you? No. The way that this guy makes Sednanite is that we have to provide it with all the crystals that we found on Sedna. So this should start working. Yep, that's Sednanite. We just have to somehow automate this, that's it. Just out of curiosity, oh, you have other recipes. I thought it's just the one. Even though now we have the capacity of producing Sednanite, it doesn't really mean that we can waste it. Because it's still incredibly expensive. Well, at least it does require a ton of power, that's the point. So we have to be able to get the best yield out of the ore, and I have been checking. It seems an induction smelter from thermal expansion is our best bet. There is something called spicy pyrotium. Okay, you always have to check the uses on everything that you make. So for the moment, you get an alchemical imbuer. So if we want to semi-automate everything, the induction smelter is going to need blazing pyrotium through an ender tank. We have to use either cinnabar or rich slag. We will use cinnabar. This is the old ore quadrupling using thermal expansion. It's nothing super fancy. Oops. That's not good. I powered the electromagnet. Missing structure. What a jerk. Can I like put an energy trash? Okay, it's working fine. Anyways, that will quadruple our Sednanite. That's it. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but at least it's the most efficient. This is a 15 by 15 structure, and if I want to be able to access these hatches, I have to load extra chunks. So instead what we are going to do is that we're going to use phantom phases. It works the same way. The output is going to be linked to this phantom phase. It's like an entangled block, so everything goes inside the induction smelter. That is the output. The other phantom phase is hooked up to the item input hatch on the machine, and we're going to have a limited item filter for one stack of each and every crystal. And we also teach it to our refined EMC link. Now it should be semi-automatic. Whenever we have some dense plasma, we would be able to get some Sednanite. And so far we have 721. Nice. Today the only use that we're going to have for Sednanite is that we're going to melt it down into molten Sednanite and then centrifuge it. That is going to give us the dimensional essence, liquid void, nethergenic fluid, and overworldian fluid. All of them are going to be used for resource miners. Also, a lot of people were very unhappy that I did not dupe the nethergenic ruin. It's been a few hundred episodes later. It's still working. A single nethergenic rune lasts for almost 2 hours. Well, 1 hour and 40 minutes. So not duping it is not really a big deal. I have set up a very small system next to our mob farm because this chunk is loaded and it's going to be manual. Because right now our production of Sedna is not amazing, so we can't really waste it on fluids. And besides, all of them are going to last for a very long time. But now that we have access to Sednanite, this machine that you see over here is redundant. The Dreading Crucible. The Dreading Crucible had only one job, just to make nethergenic fluid. That's it. A few episodes ago, we also made the Mythic Resource Crucible for making some dimensional essence. For making the nether sky steel. Why did we need that? For making the ever-watching eye, which at the end of the day is also going to give us liquid void. Sednanite gives us everything at the same time. So hopefully today there is a chance that I can run all the mythical miners. Each and every one of these fluids that we just got can operate a resource miner, correct? The Netherjake one is already in use. We are using the resource miner. Liquid Void is used in the Terragenic Mythic Void resource miner, which is important for us because it does give us calcite. That's for better capacitors and better modularium, and also the runes. Overworldian fluid gives us the Netherjake Mythical Void resource miner. Again, we are doing this for the runes, and also the random garbage. Dimensional Essence, on the other hand, gives us the End Mythical Void resource miner, which gives us almost garbage. I was thinking maybe dragon scales, but you need it in order to make these fluids, so it's not very useful. So we're not gonna make that. Also, if you guys remember, in the past, in order to finish up the quest lines, we have already made the caps. There is actually only one of them left, which is super easy to make. It just needs Vithium, Mitrillium and Void Metal. It's called the Dark Mitrillium block, and it is used in the Netherjake Mythical Void resource miner. That's it. Also, this is the last of our Void Metal. We only had 16 and we needed 16. I have never made one. And this place was surprisingly fluxy, so we have Vithium. I have installed the additional resource miners and, well, they're generating us some resources. We are in the Void World and I'm just stacking them on top of each other. However, some of the important things that we're getting from here is the Netherjake gem, which is going to allow us to start making ionite solar cells. We can't go higher than that. It requires awakened draconium. That's kind of the recipe I missed last episode. But we're also getting calcite. That's good for capacitors, not amazing for circuits, not amazing for crystalline, not amazing for overworldian fluid. Did I get garbage? It's good for modularium. That I know. And we're getting fish, and everything that I click on gives you something called a clump of mythic matter. And then, you know, there's a huge chain which I have no idea what it does. You see, even the runes. In any case, we are done here and we can go back to the overworld. Now that we have all the resources that we need, we can start progressing to chapter 4. Unfortunately, there are a few things that we're missing from Erebus. One of them is the tarantula egg, and I don't remember how to find it. And one of them is the hide from the mushrooms. I believe that's the mushroom. Yeah, we got 7. It doesn't have EMC. Ew. Although we can always craft them later on and they're not very rare. Yeah, you see? They're everywhere. I think this is the biome that you would be able to find the tarantula. I don't really remember, that's the problem. Yeah, I think this should be it, but I don't see the boss bar. Don't be like the pyramids, please. Yes. We found you. Don't remember if the bow used to work? It does. Okay. Now it's time for the sword. Go away. You have too many legs. Why are you following me? She's dead. Let's hope the egg has EMC. And guess what? The egg does have EMC. I hate this dimension. Let's go home. I don't want to be here. So I just wanted to make the twilight clock so that we can go to chapter 4. I almost have everything, I think, except one thing. Jade. It says that it's found on Erebus, but I have been digging here for a while. There's nothing. I guess this is why when we went to the pyramid, it was the first time I picked up jade, because there's nothing here underground. Well, thankfully there is a recipe to craft it. We need another multi-block. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Cold Iron Forge. It's a teeny tiny machine, but it should give us jade. Very slowly. Very slowly. We should make this seed. Yeah, there is a jade seed. Okay, for now we just want 3 pieces, that's it. This also has to be done inside a rolling machine, but I think for the moment we just need to have the one. Yeah, it's done. For the Twilight Essence and the Rift Essence, I already have the patterns. We have all the empowerers, so I put in the recipes. The collecting stone is super simple. Here should be my Rift Essence. What are we missing? Blue Life Lamp, fine by me. That has been crafted, the Twilight Essence is fine, we can make a clock, and we're just missing the Divine Flakes. Thankfully, that was also super easy. Why you no work? It's apparently one of those things that has to be done in a crafting table. I mean a vanilla crafting table. So there you go. That should be chapter 4? Lovely. Well, this was not chapter 4. There is one more item, but I think we should be able to craft it. It's the opposite way? Yeah. We also need to make something called a realm stone. It's almost the same recipe. However, instead of a clock, we just need to have a book. So can I craft it here? No. It's fine. There you go. Is that chapter 4? Thank you. What do we need for chapter 5? Never mind. But on a very positive note, Kikoku is unlocked, right? Probably can't make it. Prometheum. My goodness. My fellow lords and ladies of darkness, getting Sednanite and automating it was an important milestone. However, after getting Sednanite, I'm now focused on this. Draconic evolution. The sooner we get here, the happier I'm going to be, so that's our main goal. However, we need to progress. This is called Divine Rock, and apparently you use it in order to make a portal to Eden. Now this Twilight Clock has many uses. That's nice. Let's go to Eden. I don't like Eden. Can I fly? Okay, good. Actually, I don't mind Eden. It's like Aether. Hello, boys. I think he died. Oh, everybody's a jerk. And everybody has like 4 million health, so that's a problem. So what are we doing in Eden? Good question. First off, we're one quest closer to Draconic Evolution. Secondly, if you look at the recipe of the basic plating from a mod whose name I shall not mention, you might notice this. Eden Soul. We need to start optimizing our processes so that we would be able to craft everything way faster. I just got an astral perk. Nice. So this Eden Soul is great because it doubles the output. As far as I'm understanding it, there's a recipe for duping it and also every single mob drops it. Yeah, so let's take a jerk home. Oh, what? Somebody dropped this. Oh, these guys drop it. Nice. We can have free Bloodmaster ingots. They don't really let you explore, because everything you see just wants to kill you. I have found a structure with literally every single boss from Advent of Ascension. I just killed the King Scorchers. Now we have to kill the ancient entities. And then there's a Watcher inside. Still. Just look at the durability on my bow. Let's go kill the Watcher. He's inside here. You're bigger. It is a bit dark, but what were they guarding? That's actually nice. Would have been useful on episode 1. Oh, Master Spell. Perditio. Okay. Biome Focus. Don't really think we need these. Probably not. Just a hint for later. Eden Refined Gem. Okay, if it's a hint for later, we take these. Another thing that we're looking for over here is the Eden Gem. These things. But there's also a better way of getting it, I suppose. Let's get some grass. We convert it into Eden Dust. It's a weird thing that you have to craft an advanced crafting table just to do this recipe, but let's do that. This should summon a boss. Yeah, unusually heavy bone. Because the thing is, I think the boss also drops these Eden fragments. Yeah, and also the Eden Heart. That is used in making the Eden Core, and ultimately, I guess, Draconic Evolution. Let's go home. And since the fragments that he drops are a bit useful, let's try to make a wood farm. What? Are you sure? I've killed these things. I lost him. Oops. Ah, he's there. The knockback on this sword. Okay, so that was kind of the wrong boss, but what he gives us is actually quite amazing. You can even get it early on. You see these cobblestone structures over here? There is a trader inside them. I killed him. It's okay. You can always summon him. And he sells you the Eden Dust. The goal of the unusually heavy bone is not to summon that bone creature, is to convert it into the hard bone after you have killed the bone creature. And what does this do? Good question. Gives you your skeletal cobblestone. And what that gives us should be a dungeon. Whoops. Okay, we don't care about them. That's what we want. Spring Water Queen. I don't have biomes of plenty. That was very useful for me. Oh, what? I have found the key for opening the mausoleums. Thank you. I should have done that earlier. I just didn't see the point. Now let us go and summon the actual boss. In order to summon the correct boss, we need Eden Chunk, which is made from Eden Gem, which is made from Eden Soul, or the fragments. And then we have to find these altars over here. There's a spawner and we just right click. He will be summoned in 5 seconds. Good. That's the one we want to capture. And now we kill you? So many boss bars, I don't know if I'm killing him or not. Okay, we are. I should really start working on the astral perks. So he drops the Sunstone Ray, he has a statue as usual, and the rest are garbage. And yeah, we also got the heart. I think we're done in Eden, we can go home. I am back from Eden and I wanted to explain to you something. Well, the reason that I'm always saying that I'm interested in Draconic Evolution is for 2 reasons. One of the reasons is the Warpole enchantment. It is locked until Draconic Evolution. Mobs are really becoming tough and I don't really know what to do. The other reason is that we need to make some things called mythic processors. They're not actually something super complicated. For example, this one is an alloy furnace, and well, it's just a super fast alloy furnace. It just does everything in one tick. You see, required energy 80,000 RF, total 80,000 RF, so it's in one tick. That does require Awakened Draconium to craft. This is why I was interested in Draconic Evolution, but unfortunately the quest for it is way over here. Mythic processors. So yeah, I will get my Warpole soon, but Mythic processors has to wait for a very long time, until chapter 5, right? Yeah, exactly. Eden Star. But fear not, we will reach all of our goals. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.